Everyone, my name is Brittany of BrittanyJJones.com. In this new simplicity tutorial, I will be showing you how to sew spaghetti straps. Let's get started. To sew a spaghetti strap, I'll be using some of the pattern pieces from Simplicity 9917. To begin, you want to take the strap pattern piece. I'm going to slide this off to the side. We're going to fold it in half lengthwise. So I transferred my markings here onto the wrong side of the fabric. So this right here is the right side. And again, I am going to fold it in half lengthwise like so. If you'd like, you can get some pins to pin this together. Okay, now that you have it pinned, we can stitch this in a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. You want to make sure that you leave both of the short ends open. Do not stitch those closed. Again, starting up here along the long edge, we're going to stitch in a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, back stitch at the beginning and at the end. Let's go ahead and stitch that now. Now that you have the strap sewn, let's go ahead and trim down the seam allowance. Now that you have it trimmed, let's go ahead and flip it right side out. To turn it, I'm going to show you two different options. The first one is with a needle and thread. You want to get a needle and thread it with some strong thread here. You can use some hand basting thread if you have that. And on one end, you want to fasten it to it. I'm going to put mine somewhat into the seam allowance. And I'm just going back and forth a few times in the seam allowance. Okay, I have it secured here. I'm going to take the eye portion of the needle and push it through and just start to feed that in like so. Once you have it through, just start to pull on the thread. Okay, once you have it pulled through, you can go ahead and trim off your thread that you secured onto it. Just trim that off. And then you can press your strap. This is one way that you can flip out and turn a strap right side out. Another option would be to use a loop turner. So here's a loop turner here. I have another strap. I'm just going to slide this through one end, go all the way to the other end, and I'm gonna hook it at the end like so. Just kind of close it up there. And now I'm just going to gently start to pull the loop through. I always try to be gentle while I'm pulling, that way it doesn't kind of rip off. Once I pull it through, I can unhook the end and pull the rest of the strap out. Okay, now that you have it turned right side out, let's go ahead and give it a press. Now that we have the strap pressed, you can go ahead and baste the ends together if you'd like. Just stitch across using a basting stitch. You can go ahead and do that. I'm not going to do it for this one because my fabric, the press kind of has them, you know, nice and flat. But again, you can go ahead and baste the ends together at this step after you have it pressed. Next, we want to go ahead and grab our bodice, and you should have transferred markings on the end of your strap. They match up with the two markings that are on your bodice. And so having raw edges even, I'm going to match up the dots. Again, you should transfer yours. Mine is on the inside because I transferred it on the wrong side. But again, you can go ahead and just transfer them on the right side if you want to see them. But matching up your circles and having the raw edges even, we're just going to place here. Again, it should just be right there with the markings. Going to pin that in place. Make sure that your strap is not twisted and match it up to the front as well. Pin that in place. And then you can go ahead and baste the straps in place. Again, make sure that the raw edges are even and that you're matching up the circles. Now that you have it basted, you are all done sewing a spaghetti strap, and you can move on to the next steps in the construction of your project. Well, that is all for the tutorial, and I really do hope that it was helpful. If you would like to see more how to sew tutorials for simplicity, there's a link down in the description box where you can visit the entire playlist, and you can also head over to simplicity.com for more. Until next time, blessings everyone. Bye.